People often say the movie Idiocracy that came out in 2006 by Mike Judge really predicted the future and how horrible the United States would end up becoming. I disagree. I think 1987's Arnold Schwarzenegger's classic Running Man is a lot more accurate as to where we are today. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. This is Keith. Welcome to Ghetto Sapien channel, your home of inner city intelligence. Like I said, people always say that Idiocracy is like a documentary. It really predicted the future, which is now. Like I said, I think The Running Man really nailed it. Let me give you a quick clip of it, and I'll explain the story. Again, this is 1987 now, so it came a couple of years before Idiocracy came out.
Well, first, I've got a little surprise for you. We all know you're a big, tough guy, Ben. But that doesn't mean that you're a loner, and it takes a big man to admit that he needs his friends. We didn't want to break up a winning team, Ben. So here they are, ready to go for broke, right by your side. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben's buddies, Harold Weiss and William Laughlin. You know how this works. The game zone is divided into 400 square blocks left over from the big quake in 97. And I don't think any of us will ever forget that. Once inside the zone, the runners have 3 hours. They've got to go through all 4 game quads. 3 hours or less, and they're going to need every second, because you know who's on their tail? Who? And you know what happens then? What? Right, without further ado, it's time to start running! On your marks, get set.
Killian, I'll be back.
Only in a rerun. Go!
All right, that's just a little taste of the craptasticness of 1987 dystopian sci-fi movies. The reason why I think it's a better predictor of basically how what's going on today is not so much because they nailed a couple of things that Idiocracy didn't do. They nailed the fact that the government and the media would get together in order to manipulate the people. They would use high-tech video to manipulate images and put them out there so people would have enemies to hate and ignore the squalor and the poverty and the high crime of Los Angeles and California that was depicted in The Running Man. But what I think was really missing from Idiocracy that The Running Man nails is the viciousness of the audience. They're meaner and more callous than the stalkers they were cheering on, or at least as mean and callous and unforgiving. The director of the movie intentionally and I think wisely showed the audience from young to old that were deep into this, showing that the whatever mental psychological manipulation that the combination of the government and media had contrived was really effective. It just caught all generations, and they would turn innocent people into enemies in order to get them to be distracted from their living conditions. That, I think, is really frighteningly accurate as to what's going on today. We've seen with the lockdowns how people were so willing to turn in their neighbors and turn against their friends in order to get them to violate their bodily autonomy and take an experimental shot. We heard from the president down to Hollywood movie stars, Arnold included, ironically, who said, "Screw your freedoms, you need to take the shot." The president was gleefully telling companies that they should fire people who don't comply. We had stars like Howard Stern who were telling, it's basically saying that we should not, if you didn't take the shot, you should not get medical. You should, be allowed to see a doctor or anything like that. Sean Penn, even recently, after this whole thing's almost over, he's saying on Twitter that people should go to jail if they refuse to be vaccinated. Look, we're there. We're as vicious, I think, as the audience that was the exaggerated audience in Running Man. We are more than willing to throw our neighbors and friends and family members to the lions if that's what the corporate media and government wants. We should no longer be surprised to find that the people who participated in like the gulags and the gas chambers, the people who shoved their neighbors in there, they were just normal, regular people. All of us are capable of doing dark things. And to think we're above it is really dangerous. We're all capable of doing these horrible things and being manipulated. And so we should all be aware of the manipulation by the media and by the government to have us at each other's throats. I think it's dangerous to think, again, that you're immune to that. Any of us could do this. So we need to be on guard and aware of this at all times. I think that's the best thing you could take away from this terrible movie. Terrible for many reasons. You look at Yafakoto's hair. What the hell was going on with that? But I really do think it's a warning that we're becoming too callous and we're dehumanizing others and getting joy and pleasure from seeing other people die or get sick. And it's just terrible. We're become a godless nation, I think. Godless and unforgiving. We need to start moving in another direction. We need to stop dehumanizing our fellow citizens and other people. And I think we can do better. But that's my comment. What's yours? Like, share, comment, and subscribe.